Now, north, south, east, and west. This is Elijah Hill Cacho, your newscaster for today. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share, comment down below if you have any questions and suggestions to this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. For the headlines, weather forecast. Southwest monsoon affecting central and southern Luzon and Visayas. Local news. 1K trees adopted in planting for the future drive. Transport cooperatives oppose Senate's suspension of PTMP. DCOT eyes 75,000 passengers for Cadayawan. Mayor calls PRO Davao Chief Professional a liar. National news. Qualified human trafficking complaint versus Go submitted for resolution. BOPK unveils partial list of 25 midterms polls candidates that includes controversial figures. International news. Harris picks Tim Walz as her running mate. Rioters carry out violent racist attacks across several British cities. What happened and what comes next? Entertainment news. David Lynch says he will never retire despite emphysema diagnosis. Shafel Roan may have had the biggest Lollapalooza set of all time. Sports news. Simone Biles has nothing left to prove to herself or anyone else. The record-breaking 20-year-old U.S. wrestling sensation going for gold today. Featured stories. The Filipinos, halo-halo, and Japan's best sushi. Trivia. Fun fact about kingfishers in the Philippines. Weather forecast. Southwest monsoon affecting central and southern Luzon and Visayas. The rest of the Visayas, Bicol region, and the rest of MIMAROPA and the rest of Calabarzon will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. Due to the southwest monsoon, there is a possibility of flash floods or landslide during severe thunderstorms. Local news. 1K trees adopted in planting for the future drive. Since launching of Planting for the Future campaign in March 2024, the Philippine Eagle Foundation PEF has had about 1,000 of the 3 million targeted trees adopted. Harold Kim Manla, PEF's Forest Restoration Marketing Office, highlighted that the focus is now on corporate partnerships for the larger plots. The campaign aims to reforest 1,200 hectares critical for the critically endangered Philippine eagle. With only 392 Eagle pairs left, donation costs about 250 pesos with options to contribute via PayPal, GCash, or Globe One app. Including the Globe Rewards points, the reforestation supports indigenous communities near eagle nesting sites. Transport cooperatives oppose Senate suspension of PTMP. The Unified Transport Corporation and corporations of the Davao region recently submitted a manifesto to the LTFRB Davao, opposing the Senate suspension of the Public Transport Modernization Program, or PTMP. Ralph Palmahil of Mandaya Van Transport Service Cooperative expressed disappointment, noting their investments in modernized vehicles and efforts to convince members to join cooperatives. With 76 modernized vehicles in Davao region alone, the suspension threatens these investments and their benefits, including increased passenger comfort and driver income. Meanwhile, in Manila, around 5,000 PUV operators protested the suspension, urging President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to continue the program despite Senate concerns. DCOTT, or DCOTT, eyes 75,000 passengers for Cadayawan. The Davao City Overland Transport Terminal, or DCOTT, expects around 75,000 passengers for the 39 Cadayawan Festival, a significant increase from the usual 35,000 to 40,000 daily passengers. DCOTT manager Aisha Yusuf noted the rise in passenger numbers, with daily bus trips projected to reach 1,000 to 1,500, up from the regular 700 to 800. The terminal is working with the Land Transportation Office Davao Region to secure permit for additional buses, and has requested extra personnel for the local government due to ongoing renovation and a non-operational baggage X-ray machine. The Davao City Tourism Operation Office aims to attract 200,000 to 250,000 tourists for the festival. Mayor calls PRO Davao chief professional liar. On August 4, 2024, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte harshly criticized Police Regional Office Davao Chief Brigadier General Nicolas Torre III, calling him a professional liar for his unjustified assessment of the city's crime situation. In his Basta Davaoeño podcast, Duterte demanded that Torre provided the theoretical framework, cooperative analysis, and case studies to support his claim, and justified recent police changes in Davao City. Torre had previously mentioned that discrepancy in crime records led to the relieve police commanders and change the city director. Torre defended his actions, citing issue with crime documentation and the need for accurate records to effectively address crime. Qualified human trafficking complaint versus Go submitted for resolution. Suspended Bamban, Tarlac Mayor Alice Go is facing a human trafficking complaint submitted for resolution on August 6, 2024. The Department of Justice panel decided not to grant another extension for Go and the 3 other Chinese respondents to submit their counter affidavits after 2 missed hearings. However, extensions were granted to 3 other respondents, including Dennis Conanan, for various reasons. The changes related to a raided illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator of Pogo operation in March, where hundreds of workers were rescued. The Commission of Election also plans to file complaint against Go for misrepresentation in her 2022 candidacy. BOPK unveils partial list of 25 midterm polls candidates that includes controversial figures. Cebu City Council Nestor Archival Bando Osmeña Pondok Kauswagan's BOPK mayoral candidate for the 2025 midterm elections announced a partially stated of candidates. Former Mayor Thomas Osmeña will run as his vice mayor, marking his first bid for this position. The ticket includes Mary Ann de Los Santos for North District Representative and Rodrigo Bebot Abellanosa for South Direct Representative. The council candidates include Alvin Arcilia, and Pablo Labra II, among others. Archival emphasized his independence, rejecting claims he would be a puppet of Osmeña, and outlined key platform points including public forums and improved flood control measures. International news. Harris picks Tim Walz as her running mate. Following CNN's report that Vice President Kamala Harris chose Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, former President Donald Trump's team began attacking Walz. They argue that Walz's selection underscores Harris' alleged alignment with radical liberal values, pointing to Walz's statement that one person's socialism is another person's neighborliness. Trump's campaign has branded Walz as dangerously liberal and accused Harris of pandering to the anti-Semitic, anti-Israel left. On social media, the campaign and MAGA Incorporated Super PAC quickly disseminated negative information about Walz, labeling him incompetent liberal. Rioters carry out violent racist attacks across several British cities. What happened and what comes next? Recent riots in Britain have sparked concerns of further far-right anti-immigrant violence. The unrest began after a misinformation campaign following a stabbing in Southport, falsely attributing the attack to an immigrant. Rioters targeted hotels housing asylum seekers and clashed with police in several cities, injuring officers and causing property damage. Prime Minister Keir Starmer commended the violence as organized, violent thuggery. The riots present a major challenge for Starmer's new government, which is closely monitoring the situation. More than 370 arrests have been made, and authorities are using technology to identify additional suspects. The violence reflects growing anti-migrant sentiment in the UK, exacerbated by recent political rhetoric. Entertainment news. David Lynch says he will never retire despite emphysema diagnosis. Filmmaker David Lynch, known for works like Twin Peaks and Blue Velvet, revealed he has been diagnosed with emphysema due to a long-term smoking. Despite his condition, Lynch assured fans he has no plans to retire, expressing his love for filmmaking. He shared on social media that while he enjoyed smoking, he quit over 2 years ago and is otherwise in good health. Emphysema, a type of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, impairs lung function and oxygen absorption. Lynch expressed gratitude for his fans' concern and emphasized his happiness and commitment to continue his work. Chappelle Roan may have had the biggest Lollapalooza set of all time. Chappelle Roan is a rising 26-year-old pop star, had a standout performance at Lollapalooza, drawing the largest daytime crowd in the festival history. According to the organizers, known for her 2024 hit Good Luck Baby and 2023's Phenomenon, which gained traction on social media, Rowan's Thursday performance marked a highlight of the festival's opening day. Initially stated for a smaller stage, Rowan's set was moved to the main stage due to overwhelming interest. Replacing Keisha, the exact number of attendees at her set is unclear, but it reportedly revealed many headliners, with 110,000 people attending Lollapalooza daily. Sports news. Simone Biles has nothing left to prove to herself or anyone else. Simone Biles, widely regarded as the greatest American gymnast and possibly the best of all time, made a powerful comeback at the 2024 Paris Olympics after her surprising withdrawal from the 2020 Tokyo Games due to the mental health challenges, including the twisties. Biles returned stronger both mentally and physically. At 27, she demonstrated growth and resilience, performing a level surpassing even her 2016 Rio performance. Biles emphasized her focus on mental health, openly discussing her therapy and self-care practices, despite concerns following a calf tweak during qualifiers. She excelled notably with a defining vault in the team final, showcasing her dominance and mental fortitude. The record-breaking 20-year-old U.S. wrestling sensational going for a gold today. Amit Elor, at just 20 years old, has made an impressive run in the women's freestyle 60 kilograms wrestling competition at the Paris Olympics. Despite being unable to compete in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics due to the age restriction, Elor has quickly made up for lost time. Normally competing in the 72 kilograms weight class, where she won back-to-back World Wrestling Championships in 2022 and 2023. Elor adjusted to the lighter 68 kilograms category for the Olympics, as the 72 kilograms class is not included. She has dominated her matches with an 8 out of 2 combined score in her first 2 matches and a swift victory in the semifinals against North Korea Pak Sol-gum in just 1 minute and 44 seconds. Elor is a set to face Miriam Zhumanazarova of Kyrgyzstan in the final, where Kyrgyzstan hopes to win its first ever Olympic gold medal. Featured stories. Philippines halo-halo. Halo-halo is a popular Filipino dessert featuring a mixed crushed ice, sweetened fruits, beans, and leche flan. Topped with an ice cream, its name means mix in Tagalog, reflecting the need to mix all ingredients together. It's enjoyed especially during hot weather for its refreshing taste. Japan's best sushi. Sushi is a traditional Japanese dish featuring vinegar rice combined with a raw fish, seafood, or vegetables. Popular types include nigiri rice with topping, sashimi sliced raw fish, and miki a rice and filling rolled in seaweed. Sushi is celebrated for its fresh flavored and artful presentation. Trivia. Fun fact about the kingfishers in the Philippines. Kingfishers are vibrant, small birds known for their striking plumage and sharp beaks. They dive swiftly into the water to catch fish and can close their eyes to protect them from the impact. With over 90 species, they inhabited diverse environments from tropical rainforests to temperate regions. That is all for our news today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, my name is Elijah Hilcacho, your newscaster, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Good morning, Davao.